The Town of Prescott Valley. Welcome to tonight's meeting for the Parks and Rec Commission. This is August 10th, 2021. Kathy, may I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Polican.
Here.
Vice Chairperson Pierce.
Here.
Commissioner Byron.
Present.
Commissioner Gorman.
Present.
Commissioner Moss.
Here.
Commissioner Cabato.
Here.
Commissioner Peterson.
Present.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We will do the approval of tonight's agenda. May I take a motion for the approval of tonight's agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from June 8th.
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry. The approval of tonight's agenda, not the minutes of.
Tonight's agenda. Okay. And who was the second?
I'll make the approval.
Cool. We're still on the same approval, same second, and all in favor for the agenda for tonight?
Aye.
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 All right. Here, none opposed. We'll move on to item number 4, the approval of the minutes for June 8th.
Oh, I'm too quick.
Do I have a motion for June 8th approval?
I'll make the motion, sure.
Cool. Do I have a second?
Second.
Awesome. We have a motion and a second for June 8th's approval of the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, we'll move on to item number 5. We have the scheduled announcements from the commission, public, and staff. We have the first one's going to be staff introduction of, hopefully I don't butcher this, but Elise Bedell?
Elise Bedell.
Bedell, all right.
So I'm Elise Bedell. I am the new recreation manager for Prescott Valley Parks
There you
and
go.
Recreation. You can't hear me?
We can, but the people
Okay.
wouldn't be able to. Yeah, the people that's watched so frequently.
So I joined on July 12th as the new rec manager. I'm from New Jersey. I have about 11 years in Parks and Rec experience. I've been a supervisor for 4 of those years. I have an extensive background in outdoor recreation. I've also worked with sports, aquatics, and also special events and kind of community services as well. I'm really excited to be in Prescott Valley. Since I've come all this way from New Jersey, it's a very different area, but it's certainly beautiful, and I'm glad to be a part of the team.
Very cool. Have any questions at all for Elise from the board?
I just welcome New Jersey to Prescott Valley. It's what a culture shock, I think. I hope you like us.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, we see a lot of good opportunities, a lot of good challenges, and hopefully we suit your skill set well. It looks like we do, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elise.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for bringing rain.
We can definitely use it. All right, next on, we'll move on to item 5B, programs, classes, and special events.
Good evening, Commissioners. Just wanted to say Elise has been a fantastic addition to this team. She brings a lot of experience, and she is always willing and ready to hit the ground running. So we not only know that there will be big things happening in the future, but it's going to happen. So welcome, Elise.
It's no pressure right there.
No pressure. So coming back for classes and programming, we took a break, and for last month, I'm sorry, that does say May, but it should say June. And with that, same demographics are always our best. 60 plus, 476 students. 18 to 59, we got 45. 12 to 17, 24. 6 to 11, having 90 students is actually pretty great. And 0 to 5, 22 students over the course of June. The number of programs for the month was 12. Number of instructors for the month was 11, and classes offered was 47. So over the summer, with a busy time of year, we had a lot going on for all of our citizens to take advantage of.
And Bobby, just to clarify that, you said that was June. The slide said May.
Yeah, yes, sir. That's what I just wanted to make sure I clarified. Should have been June, not May. Moving on to an aquatics update. July participation, lap swim, we had 156 people out there. Therapy, 68. 163 people did our 50-plus aqua aerobics. 78 in our 18-plus aqua aerobics in the evenings. Senior open swim, we had 177. And the youth, we had 1,712. So wow. Pool was plagued a little bit by rain this year, so the numbers are a little bit lower than usual. But as always, Mountain Valley Splash is a huge hit. All the lifeguards over the course of the summer did a fantastic job, and all of the staff on site at that facility were amazing. So can't thank them enough for all that they do. With aquatics, we're also into our postseason schedule. So that means Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 1:30 to 2:20, we'll have our aqua aerobics, the 50-plus class, and that will be ending September 15th. And Tuesdays, Thursdays from 1 to 2 p.m., we will have our lap swim, and the last day for that will be September 14th. Monday through Friday, as usual, we are hosting the Bradshaw Mountain High School swim team, and they are at our pool from 2:30 to 5:30, and they will also be hosting 3 of their home meets at our facility this year, and those will be starting up in September. So always nice to have them on board. We love keeping the pool open for people. On to our adult sports. So we actually added in a summer volleyball this year. Jordan does a great job of evaluating all of our programs and our offerings, and being able to do this with the addition of the Boys and Girls Club gymnasium. Fantastic opportunity right here for one of our best programs. We have 20 total teams. All 4 divisions are being offered, and each team gets the 7 regular season matches, just like usual. 70 regular season matches played, and obviously it's 3 sets per match. So everybody's getting their money's worth and having a great time out there. Top 4 teams at the end of the season in each division qualify for an end-of-season tournament. So same setup as usual. Just wanted to make sure that we mentioned it, because having summer volleyball, you can't go wrong there. Another new program that Jordan actually brought on board is summer co-ed soccer. He's very passionate about soccer, and it was really cool to have him bring this on board. We have 8 teams registered, and it is co-ed. Each team is playing 7 regular season games, so a total of 28 for the season, and then top 4 will be in a tournament at the end of season as well. So everybody's always having a good time out there, utilizing the pavilion field, synthetic turf. That's a really cool thing that we have within our system. So wanted to highlight that as well. For outdoor education, we had 9 participants at our first Adopt PV beautification walk. We have 21 parks that are available, 16 trails, and 37 artworks. So just from this first beautification walk, which is a new program that Laura and a couple of our other coordinators had started, they got 6 bags of trash, and that was all collected on the multi-use path going along Lakeshore. So coming from the Civic Center, going underneath Robert Road, and going all the way back around to the backside of the urban forest. So fantastic program. Really love seeing that, and that's something that the community can take advantage of. So if you know any groups or organizations that are looking to volunteer and take something on, that really helps us out big time. So keep that in the back of your mind. For the month, social media, we had 9,440 total reach on Facebook, 826 on Instagram, and 31 National Parks and Rec Month stories created. So we're trying to make sure that with our marketing, we're reaching out as much as we can to let everybody know what we're doing here in Prescott Valley with Parks and Recreation. Yes, sir.
So when you say total reach, is that just is that a view indicator, or is that just a like, or a...
So that would be everything together: likes, views, shares, all of it put together on Facebook. All of those connections that you can do through social media.
I gotcha. Awesome.
And then presenting on what we had over June and July, since we had July off for our commission. First one up was our Battle of the Bands, Rhythm and Brews. It didn't get the participation that we were looking for, so we've already gone back to the drawing board for this event, having to move it to June for some unforeseen circumstances. Obviously, it's pretty hot out there. There were a few other things that actually kind of plagued us. We made sure that we got it put on, and next year we're going to make it better than it was this year, and always make sure that we build upon those things that we put on. So we really appreciate everybody who came out, all the bands that performed, all of the vendors that were out there vending, and next year we'll make it bigger and better.
That had to be one of the hottest days in June.
That was it was insufferable. Like, it was really, really hot. As at 6 a.m., I was on site just trying to get things set up, and just already saturated.
So the problem was there wasn't enough attended, or what do you think, or was it the program itself? What do you think?
I really do think that a combination of the heat, as well as we were trying to get participation from a lot of other things that were going on within our community as well as the surrounding communities. Nonetheless, we have some better ideas on how to condense it to make it a better event for the community. And with that, we're really excited to bring that to the commission once we get all those plans in order. Moving it back to May and then moving it as a little bit later of a start date, and then also consolidating down to maybe 3 bands, something like that. So then the show is more compact and at a better climate.
Okay.
Yeah. Our Red, White, and Boom 4th of July show went off without a hitch, just like usual. We had to have had between 12,000 and 14,000 people out there in the park. The fireworks show, best one around. I can't say enough about it. They do a fantastic job. All the food vendors had a great time. Beer vendors had a great time. All of the patrons, citizens, and everybody else that were out there, everybody is having an awesome time. So it was a great 4th of July holiday and event for our community, and I wanted to say a big thank you to Public Works, PD, and everybody else that helped us out with this event. Putting this type of thing on is a huge undertaking, and we really appreciate everybody that helps us. For our Music on the Green, a couple of dates have already passed, but I wanted to make sure and let everybody know that's watching out there that we have some concerts still coming up. August 14th, we will have King Copper Jazz Band. August 21st, Thunder and Lightning. August 28th will be Front Page Band, and we will round out that series on September 4th with the Mood Swing Band. So hopefully everybody will get out there. Theater on the Green right here at the Civic Center, completely free, so come out and join us. Any questions on anything that I've reported on thus far? No? Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you, Bobby. We'll move on to the department updates. For the chairperson report, just seeing a lot of growth within the community. We're going to talk about some construction and some projects coming up. A lot of opportunities for the community to be involved as well, as we mentioned, for the Parkway Pathways and the different adoptive programs, if you would. One of the big things is just to get out there, get involved if you can, be a part of that growth and that potential in your community, and you definitely notice a difference, not only in yourself, but also the people around you, too.
You do.
Some people might get constricted to their home and have limited exposure to others, and they'll notice a big difference once they get out and start seeing people trying to make a difference and change, and picking up those trash cans and picking up those individual items. So those are definitely a big, good programs. Awesome. Move on to 6B, the Tree Advisory Board. I don't think we have any updates. We haven't met in quite some time. We'll put that one kind of to bed. Nothing really much to report on that one. We'll go on to item 7A, the Pavilion Restroom Update.
Perfect. So I don't know if you've had a chance to get out to Mountain Valley Park yet, but construction on that new restroom facility is really taking off. As you can see from the picture in the slide, masonry walls are pretty much completed. We are just about up to that 21-foot height that we were looking for out of this project. And in the next month, crews will be working to complete the roof, siding, and some of those other processes. And when we get back in here next month, I'll make sure that I bring you 2 or 3 slides with the progress thus far, because we'll be coming up to punch list items and getting that thing open for the community here pretty quick.
Did we establish a color?
Color, we are good to go on color. Yes, we're keeping it that same blue.
Okay.
Right.
And so with the 21-foot height, where you walk in and it's like 2 stories up to the roof?
Yes, sir.
That's going to be
It's
pretty
so
roomy.
You're not feeling like you're in a cave. You got a nice open space in there. It really feels nice, and
just take some time to yourself. Yeah.
it's a good facility. Yes, sir.
Bobby, off the top of your head, how old was that old restroom facility there? Was that like original construction
I
for
want
that
to say
site?
that we put that in around 1995. We did have to do some renovations to it due to some vandalism type of things in the park, but yeah, that's original to Mountain Valley.
Is there anything going to happen to that particular site, or is it just going to be kind of a...
Currently, we're going to keep that building right there. A lot of our power infrastructure is tied into that building and that one central point. So that facility will stay right there. And then we'll either use it for storage purposes or keep it on site as another restroom. Obviously, adding additional facilities to that park, since it gets such a huge usage, we'll more than likely keep it open as another restroom as well.
Very good. Yeah, you can never use enough facilities, especially when you have a big tournament or a big
of course.
crowd of people. So that's awesome.
Yes, sir.
There'd be boys, girls, and maybe a family room?
So
Option?
on this one, we do not have the family room option. That is something that we're trying to make sure with any of our other facilities, getting that family restroom added on there. That was a push that I think we started back in 2018. So with this layout, we weren't able to make that work on it. But yes, sir, in the future, we will have that as well. For item B, capital improvement planning, just wanted to give you a little bit of a layout on what we've got coming up for the next foreseeable future within this budget year. August, the spray pad will begin construction on Monday out at Antelope Park. Tank drainage is all in stock, and that's going to be installed actually starting this week. In September, we'll have the pickleball courts at Antelope starting its construction as it is going to council this week for approval. So once that approval comes through, then we will know for sure that it's going to be starting, and we'll have a construction date. And then the Mountain Valley Park fourplex restroom, which is a prefabricated building, that's going through currently. It's with the state, so all the permits have to be approved through them. And then once that happens, its manufacturing process will be started, and we are hoping for an install date as of November, as you can see in that timeline. For October, we have a playground that's going to be going in over at American Legion Park, and then the basketball court that's going to be going in at George Anderson Park. And also in November, we're going to be getting a new mower. Obviously, you know how much turf we have out there, so they get a lot of usage, and making sure that we have a healthy mow, healthy cut. We were fortunate enough to get one of our machines replaced this year, so hoping to get that in, as well as a new trailer to actually get it around. For December, January, and February, plans for those projects, we'll be doing Christmas lights. Another project, which I believe Nick, our parks manager, came up with, is lights at the lake. We'll be putting them in, as well as the infrastructure down at the urban forest. So when you're driving down Lakeshore and look over there, they'll have Christmas lights in that area as well. We're starting out small with the amount of funding we have, but we're really excited to see what it looks like this year, and then we'll build upon it each additional. Another will be Ramada that's going in at George Anderson Park, and with the waterfall down at the urban forest needing some upgrades and some TLC, new pumps, some of those pieces, we're going to be getting that project done as well. Fencing around the T-ball field at Mountain Valley Park, it has been in need of repair for a while, so that's another project that we're going to have in the works. And then concrete and dog park renovations will be the last pieces of most of our CIPs. We were very fortunate this year, got quite a bit of funding for some of these projects that we needed. So as you can tell, we're pretty busy out there in the parks.
Yeah, it looks like a good laundry list of items, a lot of improvements, a lot of needed items, and some things I wouldn't even think of, but that's awesome to hear.
Perfect.
Any questions or concerns regarding the CIP
I
schedule?
have a question, and it's about the splash pad.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I know it was closed down because all of a sudden they didn't want wasted water.
Mm-hmm.
So my question, we went over all of that stuff. How did we miss wasted water?
Gotcha. So perfect. Great question. Thank you so much for bringing it up. We did get a lot of questions from the community on that, and we had thought all of those things in, and even though we ordered the tank 4 months prior to construction, it didn't come in until a month and a half after it was finished. So we were asked to get it open, and even with the water draining out, not to the tank, it still goes back to the aquifer. So we're not wasting water within that.
I mean, I was trying to remember when I'd heard about it. It's closed down because, but I didn't want to waste the water. I'm thinking, wait a minute,
closed down because the tank
remember.
finally came in. That was the only reasoning for it.
All right. I was just curious.
Sprinkler
Absolutely.
systems off that tank work great.
Yeah.
We were just there this morning. And
They've been looking good.
It looks like it's perfect and not wasting any water. They're just being reused to water the hillsides, if you would. And
Yes, sir.
It's perfect.
Absolutely.
And so there could be
I've got kids there every time I come by.
Yes.
By.
It's heavily utilized, and that's exactly what we wanted.
Exactly. It was great.
I'm sorry, Scott, what was that, sir?
the Ramada. Could there be another Ramada put in there potentially as it gets more and more popular?
Mm-hmm.
for people to use? Is there land, do you know, off the top of your head?
So are you talking about right there around the splash?
Yeah, just like a covered, you know.
That we are actually investigating that right now. We've been pulling quotes. That is something the community has been bringing to us about getting a shade structure in there. And what we're investigating is like a cantilevered shade structure that we'd be able to put over the west side. So then we could put some benches over there. It will provide additional shade. If we can span that entire 50-foot section, that's what we'd hope to do. So once we get quotes back, we're hoping to be able to find the funding to make that happen this year too.
Is that like a budget thing, or do you have to like fundraise to get something like that going?
Gotcha.
And things and like contractors on board, like to break ground. Do you just go to the budget that's exists, or is that like a?
Yes, so we would either have to pull that out. If we didn't have it in operating, if we had a donation or something like that came in, that would be the only other way we'd be able to do that, or capital project for the following year. So if we weren't able to get it done this year, that would be something on our hit list for next year that we'd be putting in for capital money, since it is a large investment, not as much as what a splash pad is, but yes, it's a bigger investment.
Sure, yeah, you get a splash pad and you get all these other things you gotta.
Yeah, exactly. All the other amenities, which we want to provide to the community.
Sure, right. Slowly but surely.
Exactly. Any other questions I can answer for you guys?
I did have one for the
Yes, sir.
November, the restroom at the fourplex. Is that something that's replacing at the fourplex?
That'll be in addition to.
Okay.
So we'll actually have two brand new bathrooms, one on the east side, one on the west side of that north parking lot in Mountain Valley. So just like you were alluding to with all these big tournaments coming in, that'll be, it's just about the same exact size as our new restroom over at the pavilion, but it's going to be a prefabricated building. So what we'll have is the pad all prepped. We'll have the trunk line in, and then once they get out here on site, it's just crane it off of a trailer, put it in there, hook up all the utilities, all the piping, plumbing, and then it's ready to go.
Yeah, those modulars seem kind of the way to go for those installations. Those are neat.
They're great.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Awesome. Let's move on to new business. We have item 8A, the fee rental fees and cancellation policy clause. We have discussion with possible action. Has everybody had a chance to review the athletic rental rates and the field usage? Yeah. There's a few changes that I noted. Just obviously they're pretty right out there in front of you. But the IGAs being categorized in the category 1, and the for-profits also being kind of isolated to the. Did they get isolated to a different group? Item E, I guess, or category E rather.
Yeah, yes, sir. So then, the for-profits they'd be over in the category C. What we were looking to do with that proposed, if you're taking a look at your slide on the bottom there, is make it a little bit easier for us internally as well as our customers to understand our fee structure and what category they would fall into. Obviously, with category A, all of our youth leagues that we support as a community, they're going to fall right there. Category B, we're able to charge a nominal fee for residents of Prescott Valley, and then category C is going to be the for-profit and out-of-town organizations that are looking to utilize our fields. So then we're making sure that we take care of everybody that's looking to utilize our fields, and we present it to them in a little better way.
Very good.
These prices make us a little more competitive?
They do. So our prices are still very, very affordable. We're lower than a lot of different entities after the fee review that we had done. One other piece that we were looking to add in here, instead of doing a just flat across the board $100 refundable deposit, changing that to be 10% or $100, whichever one is more. So then we are able to, and that is actually very low as well. Even 10% of a very large tournament is going to be much lower than a lot of other organizations around us as well.
Yeah, it looks like it makes sense to me. I definitely agree with the 50% of residents being categorized in the category A. As long as the organization and participants are within that range, that's a great addition to our community.
Thank you.
All right. What I'll do is I'll ask if there's no other questions, concerns, or comments. We'll look for a motion to send this off to council for the rental rates. Do I have a motion to approve that or to send it off?
Move that we send off to town council the proposed prices?
Rental rates, I think.
Rental rates.
Rental rates, yeah.
Second.
All right. We have a second. Do I have a, how do I say this? I let a little mind block there for a second, sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hearing aye. All opposed? Hearing none, we'll move on. That was a tough one. We'll move on to item 8B, the fourplex restroom report. Looks like we just kind of touched base on that a little bit. I was jumping the gun.
That's okay. We did. We touched on it a little bit, but wanted to make sure we introduced it in there afterwards. So yes, with the fourplex restroom, as you can tell from that site map up in your top right-hand corner, it'll be on the east side of the parking lot. So right when you're walking in, right across from where the concession stand is, we'll have a prefabricated structure, and the conceptual art you see down there at the bottom left-hand corner is what it'll look like. Same thing with our pavilion restroom. It'll have the same entry pathways and the same setup for the sinks, hand dryers, toilets, and urinals. So that'll be a huge upgrade. We will not get rid of the facility that's underneath the middle building within our fourplex. That'll just be in addition to those facilities. So then we can keep up with the usage on those fields a little bit better.
I see a water fountain here. Is there a bottle filler water system that we could attach to this, being it so close to the sports?
Yes, sir. We've been specking out a singular just water fountain and the other one that's the dual. So as long as everything works out how we're looking for it to work out, it will have a bottle filler just like the one at the pavilion will.
Right.
Yes, sir.
I have a question. It says fourplex.
Yes, ma'am.
What does that mean? There's 4 restrooms?
So it just means there's 4 fields right there, so that's why it is a fourplex.
Okay, but it's just men and women's restroom, right?
It is, yes, ma'am. So kind of just specifying its location in the park. So it's the fourplex restroom, since it should be the restroom that's servicing that fourplex.
All right, I
upfield.
was just thinking maybe they'd be, big. Is it going to look like this picture right down here?
It will be, yes, ma'am.
I like the look of that.
It's a good prefabricated building, and we got it for a great price.
It doesn't look prefabricated. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
It looks like it belongs here.
Exactly. Thank you. Any other questions on the fourplex restroom commission? No? Okay.
All right, hearing none, we'll move on to item C. We got the nomination and terms. We have a couple positions that are up, the chairperson, vice chairperson, and secretary. We'll open it up to any nominations that any individual might have, and see if anybody has any comments or concerns, and we'll move on to a vote.
I nominate Bill for chair.
I second that, if you'll accept.
I'll third it.
Well, you've been vice chair, so you're...
Let's open it up for discussion.
They've been grooming you for this, Bill.
On board? Any
Nominate myself for
discussion?
vice chair to fill his position if need be.
Any quick concerns on the chair spot?
I'll second it.
There you go.
Yeah, you want to be secretary?
Okay, I'll do it. What does the secretary here do? Because I know this woman over here named Kathy, is a great secretary. So
She does
I'm
very
just
good.
wondering what a secretary for Parks and Rec does.
Well, you always sign off on the minutes like I do every time.
Uh-huh.
You'll have a piece of paper to sign for the previous minutes.
Uh-huh.
And if the chair and the vice chair are not here, like happened just our last meeting,
Uh-huh.
then the secretary takes
Okay.
the meeting.
And so you just sign off, that's it?
You just
don't have
sign,
to
just
type
saying the minutes
anything
are,
up or-
approved. Yeah, it's all,
Okay,
it's all kind
I'll-
of formality, but it is your role,
All right, I'll do it.
All right, let's touch base back on the chairperson. I think we had a motion and we had a second for Bill. Let's look for his term to be acknowledged. So we'll do
Okay,
all in
good.
favor of Bill doing the chairperson. If you're willing to accept the nomination, which I imagine you are.
All right.
Awesome. So all in favor of Bill to be our chairperson for the coming year?
Aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Hearing none. Congratulations, Bill. All right. That one's taken care of. Check, check. The next one's going to be for vice chair. Scotty had thrown his name in the hat. I think we had a motion. Did we have a motion or do we have a second? I think we
I
had
second it.
You seconded it? Do you want to first it and then
I'll first it and second it.
Second.
anybody else want a second?
I'll second.
All right, there we go. So we got a first and a second for Scott to be the vice chair for the Parks and Rec Commission. Any discussions, comments? That time has come and gone. We'll go on to all in favor of Scott to be the vice chair for the Parks and Rec Commission.
Aye.
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 Anybody opposed? All right, hearing none. We have a chairperson and a vice chair. For secretary, I forget your last name, I'm sorry.
Kay Gorman.
Kay Gorman. We'll go to Ms. Gorman as we had an initial and then a second for Kay to do the secretary. All in favor?
Oh, right.
Aye.
Aye. And all opposed? Anybody opposed? No? Very good. So we got chair, vice chair, and secretary, Bill, Scott, and Kay, respectively. Very good.
Excellent.
Next one's going to be the director's report. Sounds like she is absent of the meeting tonight, which she'll be on the next one. She'll give us her director's report from then. Any unscheduled public appearance? Seeing none in the audience this evening. We'll see everybody at the next scheduled meeting, September 14th, 2021 at 5:30. Thank you so much, Prescott Valley. Have a good night.